Hey, you guys, welcome to another episode of Fandom is Magic. I am here with my co-host,
Hi, it's me, Speed Force Spector.
right on, and I'm Geek What. So today we are going to be talking about Sonic the Hedgehog 3. And we're also going to talk about Knuckles, the TV show. I want to talk about that a little bit. And Speed Force, if you don't mind, I'm gonna mention of how we got into this a little bit. But so we got into this because you had sent me a tweet, and it was before I had gotten to read about Paramount and all their fun projects. But this one, me and you have talked about it before, very recently, and you sent me the tweet, and I was like, "Ooh, yay!" So if you don't mind, I'm going to start in with reading that tweet that you had sent me, and it is from the CEO of Sega Corporation. And it says, "We are delighted to announce that the third Sonic theatrical film and the first live action Sonic series for Paramount Plus are being actively developed. We've gotten a remarkable partnership with Paramount, and we are excited to continue expanding the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise with them. 2022 is shaping up to be a significant year for the franchise, with the second film being released this April, as well as Sonic Frontiers, the highly anticipated video game title coming this holiday. Sonic has been beloved by fans across the world for over 30 years, and we look forward to continuing to bring memorable moments and experiences to them for many years to come." So first off, what a great tweet, I have to say. Second off, what was your initial reaction when reading this tweet?
Okay, so Sonic 3, it kind of took me for a loop,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, it really didn't, just mostly because most family movies, and even outside of family movies, if they know the money's there and if they know the fandom's there, they'll announce it pretty quickly.
Absolutely, I agree. Uh,
And at the same time, or go ahead, what were we gonna say?
oh, I was just gonna say, my kids love Sonic, and I also love it. So I love that first movie, and so do my kids. So I'm all down for Sonic 3 already. So
Whole video about that. Go check that out when you're
yeah,
done with this.
exactly. Yeah.
And then at the same time, uh, and we talked about it in the other video, not too shocked because you could easily split this movie into two parts if they wanted
Hmm.
to.
Yeah.
Sonic 3 and then the add-on game Sonic 3 and Knuckles.
Hmm.
So if they wanted to, they could just split it up into two different movies, but keep the second one very much like a one and done story, but hint at more to come
Hmm.
with the second film ending, but still making it accessible. So, if Sonic 2 doesn't work out, hypothetically speaking, fingers crossed it does, that's not one of those things where it's like, oh, well, that didn't work out. Where's the
Right.
third one, though?
Right on. Yes. And for those watching, just because they've greenlit Sonic 3 does not mean that it's definitely going to happen. Studios constantly do this thing where they greenlight stuff, and then it's in development, but at the same time, I, like Speed Force said, I think this is, I think it's definitely a win. I think the fandom is there, and for families like myself, people with kids, I think that there's definitely a market there. um so for Sonic 3, I know we talked about this in our last video, but this is it's so crazy that we made that video, and then this news came out.
Right.
Um
And then considering the logo, it's caused so much conversation in the Sonic fandom.
ain't that the truth?
It's been pretty funny. So it's like just after one logo, the whole bunch of new stuff people are talking about just popped up.
Right. Yeah. Now, Ben Schwartz, who voices the Sonic the Hedgehog character, he tweeted out he's obviously happy about it. Jim Carrey, he plays Dr. Robotnik, and Marsden, he plays as the human companion who helps Sonic out and everything. They were all, very excited about it. But one thing that they did also tweet out, that I was, and also mention, was that they're going to be doing a Knuckles series, which is in the movie voiced by Idris Elba, and in this series is also going to be voiced by Idris Elba. How did you feel about that news?
Okay, so this is pretty funny.
Mm-hmm.
So a while back, I forgot I think it was Now We Got This Covered or something like that.
Mhm.
It wasn't exactly a reliable source, but sometimes they get things right. They mentioned a TV show happening, and for me, I'm like, well, I can't see that really happening because you got Paramount+, which I know that's a thing, but it's like you got to put budget into that, especially since you're dealing with the CGI characters after all. At the same time, you have Netflix, and they already have Sonic Prime,
Mhm.
and I felt like I was like, well, you already got one Sonic show on another streaming platform. There's got to be some sort of weird way, but then and then when it was announced, I was like, oh, well, I guess they found some way to make it work.
Right on. Yeah, no. I'm sorry, I had a little tickle in my throat. Yeah, no, I personally think that the Knuckles, a small piece of me when I first heard the news was all like, do we really need a Knuckles TV show? But then I was like, of course we do, because I know I'll watch it. Do you think they'll keep up with the CG that they're doing for the movies, or do you think it'll be more animated? Because didn't give too many details. They just said that it was coming to Paramount Plus, or at least that I saw. I mean, I'm trying to read up as much as I can.
I mean, unless Paramount+ is pulling a Disney+ with the Star Wars shows and their CGI, I mean, I guess that's what they'll probably do, but like, I don't even know. It's kind of like one big can of worms with that, and on top of that, like, is it gonna be after the movie? And like, there's something about that. Is
Yeah,
it a
that's an excellent
prequel?
question.
Is it a prequel on Angel Island? There's a whole bunch of kind of stuff you got to consider with that one. So it's like very up in the air of like who really knows.
Right on. Now, one thing I do want to ask you about is because you had mentioned that fans are already speculating about Sonic the Hedgehog 3. First off, how do you feel about Sonic the Hedgehog 3?
I had a feeling it was happening even without telling me,
Mm-hmm.
and that's just mostly because the first one did really well.
Right.
The second one has a whole bunch of fanfare to it and feels more like a Sonic movie. So it's already got that behind itself. At the same time, the Sonic the Hedgehog series is essentially kind of like Marvel, DC, Star Wars. There's a lot to grab from.
Right. I agree with you 100% there. I'm quite excited about Sonic the Hedgehog 3. I don't know if I want to see the mechanical Sonic or whatever he's
Metal
called.
Sonic.
Yeah, thank you. But I do want to see some other, like, I definitely, Amy Rose better be in the third one. I'm just saying
I
that.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's a huge debate in of itself, and I definitely think she deserves to be in the movie.
Yeah, if it, and I know that a lot of people don't want to say this, but I do think that a female character in there would be really great, because we talked about it in our video.
Like,
I'm gonna
like,
leave.
like as we said, like I think I know where you're going with this.
Mhm.
Like, we have Maddie, which is like cool and everything, but it's not one of the cool animal people.
Right. Yeah, and my daughter, she loves Amy Rose. So I just, as a dad, and as a fan, I think that that's a character that definitely needs to be in Sonic 3. Now, as far as the Knuckles show goes, I don't really know where they would, like you said, it could be a prequel. Um, which I don't know, maybe that's like the best route to go, because I don't, without seeing
Speaking
Sonic 2. I mean, Sonic
speaking
2
of
could, what was that?
speaking of that, because
Go ahead.
I did loosely bring up the Archie comics. I'm curious how they're gonna handle that, considering one of the comic writers for that, he wrote a whole bunch of Knuckles stuff, like
Hmm.
a whole family tree and everything, and then there was like a huge lawsuit and everything,
Oh,
and it kind of put Sega into a huge bind. Go if you're I'm not gonna make a whole conversation about it, but like look up Ken Penders. It's very much an interesting story. So I'm curious as to whether or not they're just like, I guess we'll break the rules a little bit. Like, that man doesn't own whatever they're doing currently, so I'm curious how they're going to handle the backstory stuff, if that's going to be where they go.
Right on. That's interesting. I will be looking it up for sure. Um, yeah, no, I'm curious. And also because without seeing Sonic 2 yet, just to see where Sonic or where Knuckles, the character, goes. One thing that I did want to ask you about. So in Sonic 1, the first one, if you remember at the very beginning, there's like the echidnas, which is Knuckles's like race or whatever. I don't know if they're like a race, but they attacked that owl. What's her name? I don't remember.
Longclaw.
Yeah, thank you. Do you think that he and his storyline have anything to do with that?
100%. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know exactly where they're gonna go. I forgot the location now. Um, but there's a whole bunch of owls on everything. I talked about this in the second, or not second, but I talked about this in the last video.
You did.
Um, but I definitely think that they're definitely tied to something with this new lore with this owl character that's not completely new. Apparently there was an owl character in one of the old, very old Sonic novel comics, or not comics, but novels.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely curious of where they're gonna go with that.
Right on. So Sonic the Hedgehog, the first one, it made 3 million at the box office worldwide. Now it did great. As far as pre-pandemic box office and everything. So it's considered a success story as far as that goes. Um, do you think that Sonic the Hedgehog 2 will make as much money or more? And then how do you think Sonic 3 will fare at the box office?
I will say it'll definitely, it would probably do a smidge better than the first one.
I
I
agree.
can't give you a number, but I
Right
definitely
on.
think it'll definitely do better. Like, the world's still crazy, but at the same time, people are still going in theaters. Spider-Man: No Way Home is a good example of that. So it'll definitely
Yeah.
do good there. And definitely streaming sales will definitely help it, considering the movie is on Hulu still, the first one. So I don't know if that deal is still going through. It's on Paramount+, so you could watch it there. And it was in Netflix Argentina, if I remember correctly, and it was
Mhm.
in the top 10. So definitely think it'll definitely make a lot of money from both theater and streaming and DVD home sale wise.
Right on.
And in terms of
Now,
Sonic 3, I can't really say.
right
Um,
on. Now,
Considering
go
by
ahead.
time Sonic 3 comes out, Sonic Frontiers will be out. So who knows what that'll do to the gaming side of Sonic. By that time, Sonic Prime will be out. I don't know if the Knuckles TV show will be out by then. So we'll see where the Sonic brand and how people feel about Sonic going forward into that. So we'll see what that does.
Now for Sonic 3, if they do Metal Sonic, do you think that's the right direction to go? Being like, do you think that maybe is a little too fast to bring in Metal Sonic?
Not at all.
No? Okay.
Now, because things are a little different because it's a movie after all, and they've taken a lot of liberties so far. There have been other uh, robotic Sonics before Metal. Um, there was even one during Sonic 3.
Mm-hmm.
So I could, if they want to tease a Mecha Sonic, which is like another version, I feel like they could easily do that in Sonic 2, and then Metal Sonic appears in Sonic 3.
Right on.
Plus, at the same
Um,
time, since you're like me, we want Amy, and Metal Sonic and Amy appeared in the same game, so that could work out.
that actually, now that you say that, that actually is a fantastic idea to have those two show up in a movie together. So now Paramount Plus, they have done these movies, the first movie and everything. Do you have any doubts with Paramount going forward as far as a studio, or do you think that they did the first one so well that, the second one will probably be just fine, or the third one will probably be just fine?
I mean, they changed the design. I think that's very important that they listened to that, and they went ahead and decided to change the design. So there's already fan loyalty there. The first film, like, they had to introduce Sonic somehow, and they did it in their own way. But since they're leading more into game stuff and they know that the fandom's there, I'd say the loyalty's already there, so I'm not really worried. And the people behind it seem passionate too, so yeah, I think it's a win-win all across the board.
Right on. Yeah, I agree with everything you're saying. I'm just just asking questions. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of Paramount. They're kind of dicks, but
Well, I mean, oh, you don't even have to tell me about that. I mean,
oh,
everyone kind of knows about how they handle copyright systems and all that jazz. So,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, they're the
Paramount's
only
a slippery slope.
yeah, they suck. They make me so angry. They will flag you in a heartbeat. You say that I won't be surprised if they flag us for this because we mentioned Sonic the Hedgehog. Yeah, I think, yeah, I overall, I think this is a really, really good idea. Even if just saying we're going to green light it, I think is a good idea because, I don't know how you felt when you first heard the news, but at first I was all like, well, with the Knuckles show, I was like, do we really need this? And then I thought about, I was like, you know what? No, we do, because I'll watch it. But Sonic 3, I was all like, yes, I am here. I want to party with Sonic. So bring it on in. I am down with the sickness. But yeah, so did you what was your, like, are you was your first initial reaction just like, yes, this is a great idea?
My first initial reaction was just, oh, wow, okay, cool, great.
Right
More
on.
movie Sonic content. And then for the Knuckles show, I was still shocked that whatever now we got this covered or whatever article was 100% correct on Sonic TV show happening. So
Mm,
congrats on getting that right. And at the same time, I was like, man, like, on one hand, is it a prequel, like
right.
Knuckles living on Angel Island? So that could be interesting. On the other hand, is this like what happens to Knuckles after the second film? So there's that. And then at the same time, depending on how Sonic 2 ends, will that introduce Knuckles Chaotix?
Right on.
I
Oh,
don't, do you
that's
know what that is?
off the top of my head. No.
Okay, so pretty much what happens is during the events of Sonic 3, Angel Island does fall into the ocean, and then everything's fine after the events of that. The Master Emerald's put back on, and it's now floating in the sky again. But in the
Oh.
process, it lifts another island, so Knuckles meets up with the Chaotix, which in that game is Vector the crocodile, uh, Mighty the armadillo, Charmy the bee, and Espio the chameleon. I
Mhm.
don't know if Mighty's gonna show up, but it'll definitely be interesting if they do end up doing that storyline for a Knuckles TV show, which I could see that working out.
Yeah, no, I think that's a good idea. I think that
Which that would bring in more characters into the series. So
right on.
if they don't want to bring them into the movies, you got the TV show to back them, which I hope that works out in the end, because in terms of right now, I don't know what Paramount Plus's streaming numbers are looking like,
Mm,
but that could be a problem.
right on. Uh yeah, I don't know what their streaming number. I mean, I have Paramount Plus just because I watched some shows on there. Not very good ones, but I so I'm definitely like gonna be there for this just because so that way I can watch it. I think it's like 45 days after it hits the movie theater. That's when it goes to streaming, and I'm like, yay, and everything. So um yeah, 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 yeah.
Going back to the Sonic 3 thing, I'm still pro Amy in the movie, but if it goes into another direction, I'm definitely curious as to where they go if Amy doesn't show up. So I'm definitely curious. Like, at the same
Oh,
time,
she better.
I hope they don't jump too many guns. I would say Shadow is a reasonable one to go to next, but at the same time, don't jump too many guns to different characters too soon. Because I feel like if they introduce something like Silver, that'll just be too much.
Right on. I agree 100% with you. What you just said. I think Shadow is. You know what? I'm not gonna lie. I love Shadow also. But you're right.
Same.
They shouldn't jump to him right away because I feel like that would be. Yeah, I agree with you. It's too fast, too fast. But yeah, you brought up Shadow. I totally forgot about Shadow. He's such a good character. Yeah, I would
It's
love to
too
see it.
fast, but it makes sense
It does.
considering it, because as I said I think I said that, I don't know if I said this on the video, but Shadow's
Yeah,
one of
let's
those
just say you did.
characters. Let's just say I did. Um, because we talked about humans in Sonic, and during the adventure era, humans existing with Sonic and everything, it made sense for the adventure era. And you definitely need Shadow for that arc and still being on Earth. It just makes sense because that's where Robotnik lives. So,
Hmm.
and then that introduces Gerald Robotnik. So it all makes sense. At the same time, set photos got released for this movie and Gunn's already in the movie. So I think that could lead into Shadow. So that'd be fine if they do it. So it's not, I wouldn't completely complain if that happens, but as I said, like you still need Amy for that. I don't really want another Sonic X situation where a human pretty much gives the Amy speech to Shadow. It would just feel weird for me to happen again. Like if it happens again, man, I can't believe I have two nickels by now.
That's funny. That's funny. um, yeah, no, I agree. I agree.
I mean, again, I'm kind of curious how the Ken Pender situation is gonna happen with Knuckles or Paramount's workaround with that man. So that'll be interesting.
Right on. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look that whole thing up because that's a very interesting. Um, yeah. All right, you guys. Well, those are our thoughts, and this is another episode of Fandom is Magic. We hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you guys could just like, share, and subscribe, we'd really appreciate that. This is just a conversation between two friends and everything, and we hope that you enjoyed it. Yeah, so we will see you guys next time. Bye.